Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. We're now with our final guest of the day, Richard Kalinowski from UWO Oshkosh Theater, here to tell us about their latest production called Our Town. So Richard, first off, thank you so much for stopping by today and joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's so great to have you. I know your season is kind of kicking off a little bit at this point, and we love having the UWO Oshkosh Theater in to talk about your shows. And I know we've got a really cool one coming up here. First off, you want to tell us when and where it's going to be?
At the Frederick March Theater on campus at 7:30 p.m. beginning the 15th of October, and then it runs the 15th, the 16th, the 17th at 7:30, and the 18th at 2 p.m.
Wonderful. So lots of great opportunities to be able to see this amazing play.
Yes, I certainly hope people will come, sure.
And it's called Our Town.
Right.
Maybe you can give us a brief overview of what exactly Our Town is all about.
Our Town is a classic American play which won a Pulitzer Prize in 1938 for the playwright Thornton Wilder, who in his history was both a novelist and a playwright, a rather prolific playwright over time. Our Town looks carefully at the kind of universal themes about what living means in a small town. Mm-hmm. And it's intentionally set in a small town in New Hampshire. Initially in 1901, it covers many years actually, but in 1901, and it's set at a time where the American landscape is changing and the sort of industrial revolution has been happening. Okay. And so in the play there's a mention of more and more cars being purchased every year. Mm-hmm. So it's really an examination of small town life, and it's centered around a romance between two teenagers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of cool life experiences as they're going through this time period in the play.
Sure.
How does it involve UW Oshkosh students?
Well, there's 20 of them, which is unusual for us. We usually don't have casts that are quite that big. Many of the roles are of townspeople. Like there's the town constable and mm-hmm. the guy who edits the local newspaper and those kinds of folks. And there are 2 or 3 roles that are really critical and large. And then there's a massive role which is being occupied by a guest artist, a guest actor. His name is Ryan Schaubach. And he is been hired by us. Actually, even despite our budget crunch, we were able to find some money to bring him in to help us with this, because he plays the role of a character who kind of ushers in the play, and he more or less narrates some of the events in the play. And the character's name is the stage manager, as if he's kind of managing the play. Okay. And it requires somebody with a kind of eloquent presence, and this guy has that.
Yes, a former UW Oshkosh theater major.
Yes, absolutely. I think he left us around 2001, mm-hmm. and he's back now, or maybe about the year 2000. And I directed him when I first started at UW. It was my first play that I directed there in 1998. So.
Well, what a cool experience for the students as well, to be able to work with a professional actor.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Maybe soak up some knowledge from him in the process. So what has some of the challenges been as you're directing this play and getting ready for that?
Well, there isn't, ostensibly, there isn't what people are accustomed to calling a set. Mm-hmm. There are pieces on stage that have to be moved, furniture and etc. And instead of having a crew, the actors all watch the play as it's going on, mm-hmm. And when they step into their roles, we see them do that. And they also, when they have to move something, they move it themselves. So it's a storytelling technique, actually, and it works quite nicely. It takes a tremendous amount of rehearsal, because it's not just about the character, but they also have to learn kind of the choreography of their movement.
Mm-hmm. Wow, really not your typical type of play where the lights go down and everything switches around. It's all involved and encompassing.
Right. Yeah.
Very neat. Anything in particular that you want audiences to take away from this play?
I'm hoping that they enjoy and are engaged by what I think is a rather poetic experience, because the language is eloquent. The events inside the play are poignant and I think touching, and it also kind of speaks rather loudly to all of us about sort of honoring the quality of our lives as we're living them.
Okay.
And that's kind of its implicit and sometimes explicit message.
Yes. And I know in the promotional pieces, it put it quite nicely, saying it's a celebration of life, but also it kind of forces you to think about the mysteries of, you know, the meaning behind life as well.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Which is very cool.
Sure.
And so it's a great opportunity to have a professional actor from UW Oshkosh come in and help you guys as well. Again, where can we purchase tickets for this show?
UW Oshkosh campus, the Frederick March Theater. There actually is 15-minute parking right next to the theater, which is, you can go in and buy your tickets.
Perfect.
And tickets are available the week of the performances from 12 till 4 in the afternoon, and then always at the door when you go. At 7:30. So.
And you can find more information on the website, UW
Yes,
Oshkosh Theater?
UW Oshkosh Theater website. It's pretty easy to find on Google.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well, I know you're in the thick of, or not performing, but getting ready and rehearsing, so we're going to let you go for today.
Okay.
But I do thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about it. We're really looking forward to this very interesting play. So
Okay.
Thanks again, Richard, for coming in.
Thank you.